So far, Sharek has been doing good with their brand new zombies mode, but they knew that World War II bunkers and insane asylums featuring zombies and boring characters couldn't hold the player's attention for too long, so they decided to go all in with their third Nazi zombies map, which was released in the second map pack of World at War, and the map was titled Shi No Numa. The map made its debut on June 11th, 2009, and fans really enjoyed it. However, it's kind of forgotten now amongst the community, and even though it's probably the most revolutionary zombies map of all time, so is there a reason Shi No Numa has downgraded majorly in popularity, or is it simply underrated? Let's start out with the story.
I don't know who the fucker is, but his gun rips.
Okay, you need to sit down for this, even though I'm pretty sure you're already sitting down. Are you ready? Here it goes. We can actually talk about the story in this map. That's right, Shi No Numa actually starts the Call of Duty zombie story in an interesting manner. We don't get some boring 4 Marines that has no character, but rather 4 new characters who are basically going to be the main characters of zombies going forward. There's Takeo Masaki, a Japanese dude who's a former soldier of the Imperial Army. He's okay, but all he does is shout generic Japanese quotes about honor and stuff. There's Nikolai Belinsky, a constantly drunk Russian who's also served in the Red Army. He's really dumb and just shouts quotes about how much he loves vodka and how many wives he's been through, but he's freaking awesome at the same time. Then there's my personal favorite, Tank Dempsey, a dumb American who served in the US Army. I don't like Tank because we share the same country. I like Tank because of how badass he is and how much he breaks the fourth wall. He's funny, dumb, and it's just plain awesome. Then there's my second favorite, Dr. Edward Richtofen. Richtofen is a Nazi who not only knows about what's going on, but refuses to tell his other allies, and by extension, us the audience. Did I mention he's also a psychopath? Whether he's screaming about how beautiful death looks like or laughing crazily, it becomes pretty obvious he has some screws loose in his brain. Enough about the characters, let's get into what info about the zombie outbreak this map can give us. As soon as you spawn in, you see a man hanging from the ceiling. I'm using a screenshot right now because I was too stupid to record it, I guess I'm just not Logan Paul. Anyways, this man is Peter McCain. We find out about him in the story via radios around the map. It turns out Peter was an American spy working undercover. He was undercover in a group called Group 935, who was weaponizing powerful energy called Element 115 which arrived via meteor that you can actually see in the map. Peter's goal was to prevent the Germans from using the element, and it turns out he was actually at Verrückt in another facility we get introduced to in the future. However, before he's able to find either Dr. Maxis or Richtofen, who were apparently in charge of everything at the time, the zombies got loose in Shi No Numa just like they did in Verrückt, which is another Group 925 facility. It's not clear when Peter was hanged or if it was even by his own doing, but he's dead while also missing his left arm. I wonder where his left arm is. It's also mentioned that the experiments not only led to the creation of the one-off DG2, which is a new weapon I'll discuss later, but also is the possible reason how the zombies were created. We don't get any further answers about why this group of unlikely allies are working together or what Richtofen's true intentions are, but it's so refreshing to have some info on what the heck is going on. Oh, and the map is set in a Japanese swamp with Imperial zombies rather than Nazi zombies. The story in this map is pretty good and lets us have lots of intriguing questions to ponder and theorize over.
Flying freak fist! Kick out!
Unlike the 2 previous maps, this map doesn't feel claustrophobic. Okay, at least not as claustrophobic as Nacht and Verrückt. You start out in a wooden building that's tight when it comes to space until you make your way out to the swamp. There's actually 4 areas, but all of them are just a stretch of land that leads to a cabin that houses a perk and a possible mystery box location. You'll notice the map is pretty spacious, and it is until you factor in the water. The water slows the movements drastically, but it doesn't affect the zombie speed at all. That means staying in the water for a short period of time in later rounds means death. The map looks decent though, but there's not a lot of unique scenery to make this map more memorable.
Get your hands off me, bag brain!
Not only does this map introduce a whole lot of new story info, but a lot of cool new gameplay features. If you're just playing Shi No Numa casually for the first time with no knowledge of future zombie maps, imagine this happens.
Son of a bitch.
That's right, these flaming dogs from hell, simply given the name Hellhounds, will attack the player as early as round 5. While these things look terrifying, they're no different from zombies except for their design and speed. They can take you down in 2 hits just like zombies, but only 2 of them can spawn at a time on solo. After the Hellhound round, you get rewarded with a max ammo power up, which makes the round worth it. All of the perks in the map prior make a return, except they don't exactly have specific locations. See, every time you open a cabin, you better hope RNG is in your favor, because the perk that spawns is completely random. In fact, the only perk that's guaranteed to spawn in a specific location is Quick Revive. Along with the return of the ray gun, there's also a new wonder weapon that's quickly stole the hearts of many zombie fans called the Wonderwalk DG2. It's an electrical weapon that manages to fry the brains of a fairly large group of zombies with one shot. It's effective and pretty easy to use. As for the Easter egg song for this map, I like it. However, if you don't like emo songs, just take comfort in the fact that future songs don't get much more emo than this. Even though the map is still slightly claustrophobic and your weapons do zilch in high rounds, this map is way more easy to knock than Corrupt. The stretches of land I mentioned earlier are actually trainable. They're still hard to train in, but not impossible like Corrupt's tight corridors. The Hellhound rounds are laughably easy once you get used to them because of the Hellhound's low health, and the max ammo you earn basically ensures you get free ammo occasionally. The new wonder weapon is actually pretty good too. So yeah, the map isn't easy, but you can still have fun playing it, and there's actually a chance of beginners making it to high rounds unlike the last 2 maps.
It's a good day to die, freak sack!
Shi No Numa was a good step in the right direction. I can understand why people wouldn't pay Shi No Numa too much attention since it doesn't compare to some of the zombie maps we have now. However, this map doesn't deserve to be forgotten about since it basically paved the way for future zombie maps. Shi No Numa earns a 4 out of 5. It would be a 5 out of 5 if the map design was more memorable and there wasn't too much water everywhere. Plus, the random perk spawn locations are annoying at times. I'm sorry if you guys are getting tired of me giving these maps 4 out of 5s, but that's just what I think they deserve. They're good for their time, but have a few problems that stack up and keep them from perfect. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace, everyone.